after proper analysis of the situations, they say that it is a very, we are heading to a very catastrophic period if this war is not resolved in terms of food security. But why are we here? Why are we looking into a catastrophic future? Well, we are far away. Kenya is very many miles away from, of course, the fighting nations. But quite interesting, Kenya is not so far away in terms of repercussions of what will happen. And so far we have started feeling them. And once you look a little bit more keenly, you'll find out that first, the fertilizer prices are very high, Now, Russia is one of the largest, actually it's the largest, it's the largest manufacturer of fertilizer. And I'm sure this is going to be pulled up in just a few minutes. Russia is one of the largest suppliers, manufacturers and suppliers of fertilizer. And now you can think about we as farmers, we always hugely depend on fertilizers. It's the planting season. We cannot do without the fertilizers. And what this has happened is that the war has had some impact in terms of disruption of the value chain, in terms of production, in terms of exportation. And this is what we're going to explain this in just a few, because this war feels so far away from us, but then we're feeling the difficulties of this war. We can feel the impacts of this war. And of course, part of what is happening today is that also the world food commodity prices are hitting a very record high. I would say that, because according to statistics by different international organizations, they say, to be precise, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, it says that food index has risen by more than 24%. Even to add on that, the inflation on food has risen by more than 4%. Inflation is once inflation rises by even 0.5%, people do feel it. And now, right now, things have risen by even 30%, Just go look around. You'll find that the cost of living is quite interesting. It's very high. Above that, just go to any supermarket. I remember we're coming from a period where we've been creating memes about, the high costs of cooking oil. But in order to understand this, this is what we need to talk about. Now, first, I want us to look into this. Now, a quarter of the global wheat exports come from Russia and Ukraine, which is the world's largest, of course, exporter and importer of the wheat product worldwide. These two do team up to create one of the largest exports of wheat. Just look around. I think you've eaten some chapati today. I think you've done something somewhere, and that involves some wheat. And it is very interesting what is happening to us. And as you can see, also Russia is one of the largest fertilizer producers in the world. Way above that, Ukraine is the world's largest producer of sunflower oil, and combined with Russia, it is responsible for more than half of the global exports on the same fuel. Now, so far, this is what is happening right now. Ukraine invasion has resulted in some suspension of commercial operations in Ukraine's port, hampering the exportation business of the country. Also, fertilizer prices have also been on a very high note right now. And as you can see, wow, the fertilizers have been very expensive, and the government has had to intervene. Way above that, it's not only in Kenya where it is the planting season. The planting season is here with us. Way above that, also in Ukraine, there is so much that is still happening. In Ukraine, it's the planting season. They call it the spring planting season. But so far, there's nothing much to say. So far, very little is happening. in there, and some of this land has been occupied by, of course, it has been occupied by actually militia from Ukraine, from Russia, and way above that also, we also continue seeing the disruption of the export business. Now we want to look into this way. If you do disrupt the export business of a country which produces one of the largest, actually the largest producer of fertilizer in the country, in the world,